There is only one thing better than watching people be amazing at sports: watching people fail miserably at them. And we know you're here for the latter, so sit tight because we went ahead and compiled some of the most hilarious, gut-busting, amusing fails in sports. So, without any delay whatsoever, here's the compilation of people having a terrible day in sports. Number 1. Ski lift failure. Anyone who has ever skied knows how terrible it is to take those things off. But that doesn't mean you do what this guy decided to do. I mean, what was going through his mind when he decided to just shake his skis off? Well, you can see that ski landed straight into the window of a parked bus. Something tells me his trip is turning out to be a lot more expensive than he anticipated. Number 2. Losing 2 in the play. Now, soccer is a sport that demands complete dedication. What sort of dedication, you ask? Well, just look at this guy. This is a man who was willing to sacrifice anything in the chance to save a goal. And when we say anything, we mean anything. Even the future generations of his family. He may not have been able to save the goal, but he also wasn't able to save his delicacies from a very hard collision. But if it's any consolation, this man sure won some fans that day with his display of self-sacrifice. Number 3. Making a racket. Look, tennis players are humans like us all. They can make mistakes too. But someone forgot to mention this to Angry Yeti over here. When his racket slipped during a serve, this man made sure he would punish the poor thing for the insult by literally smashing it apart on the sidelines. Someone has unresolved anger issues he needs to work on. If this keeps going on, the only thing he's serving is some time for assault. Number 4. Scrambled eggs. On the list of things you don't want anywhere near your delicate regions, a baseball flying in at 90 miles per hour is probably pretty high. But what can you do except roll around in agony when a ball deflects off the bat straight into the family jewels? Something tells me this guy was sitting on a donut pillow for the rest of the week at least. Wouldn't want to be him right now. Number 5. Catching a stroke. It's not easy being a baseball player, but if you're playing in the professional leagues, you kinda want to be better than this guy. What was he even doing? All I see is a man running like a headless chicken and then having a stroke right beneath the ball. That catch was such a sitter. Such a shame it had to be missed. Not a good time to trip over your own feet. Number 6. The arm-attached bowling serve. There are plenty of ways to bowl. Most of them actually involve releasing the ball, but not for this guy. Either his ball was sabotaged by a rival, or he loves the game so much he just can't let that ball go. Either way, it's no less hilarious. Especially the part where he's mid-air with a look on his face that says, "I'm becoming a joke for sure." Number 7. Collision course. In sports, like in life, it's always important to know when to stop just as much as it is important to know when to continue. And if you were these two fielders, you would have stopped. I mean, had they known when to stop and let the other take the catch, they probably wouldn't have smashed into each other, leading to the ball bouncing off the glove out of the ground. At least they got the disappointed expressions right afterwards. That counts for something. Number 8. You can't handle the tooth. It may not look that way, but basketball is a pretty dangerous sport. Just ask this guy. My man had his tooth knocked out during a tackle. I guess you can say basketball is a pretty ruthless sport. Props to him for giving us a grin at the end, though. Number 9. Cloudy with a chance of plants. Skaters really have to be aware of the weather conditions. Too much rain or sleet or snow can make the roads too slippery to skate on. But if you're this guy, you need to keep your eyes open at all times, because you never know when a potted plant might just drop from the sky and hit you mid-air. And that happening while he was jumping stairs is just a double dose of ouch. Angry grannies don't mess up their aim. Remind us to stay clear of the ones in our neighborhood. If you like our content so far, show your support by going and smashing that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more content like this too. Your support means everything to us. Number 10. Shaken and stirred. When it comes to riding horses, there is always an element of danger, but you never expect that your trusty steed will release you like a rag doll over the obstacle. Sadly for this jockey, this nightmare became a reality. Happily for everyone, he got off with just a tumble. Number 10. Direct hit. In other things you don't want near your nether regions is a hard cork and leather cricket ball right off the bat. And you can see from the way that fielder just crumpled how much that must have hurt. I would not want to be that guy right now. It's nice that they stopped play as soon as the accident happened because that man will need some attention. Number 12. Medical mishaps. After you're injured on the field, you would expect to be treated with some degree of care. But sadly for this footballer, his hopes were dashed, quite literally, when he got stuck with Abbott and Costello over here. I think I lost count of how many times they dropped the poor guy. I think he may have just figured it'd be better if he took his chances on the field with the other players, rather than stick it out with these two doofuses. Number 13. Spontaneous wheel removal. There are things your car is simply not supposed to do. Spontaneously removing your wheels is pretty high up on that list. And if your car is a Formula One racing car, that is just a disaster in the making. And as you can see here, that disaster did unfold. We can assure you the driver was safe, but as for the engineers who actually built the car, we can't really say for sure. We're just glad no one was seriously injured by this mishap. Number 14. Giving luck a push. There are times when fate is just cruel to you. And that is exactly what happened to Johann Zarco. Zarco was in a comfortable 7th position in the race when the most unexpected thing happened. He ran out of fuel. Now, we have to appreciate Zarco because rather than giving up, like us, he just dismounted and then continued to push his motorbikes as his rivals zoomed past him. The man eventually finished the race and got a point for all his troubles. Number 15. Ending with a bang. I'm sure someone told the figure skater to make sure she ended her performance with a bang, but she may have taken it rather literally. During her performance, this figure skater manages to somehow knock herself into the wooden screens marking the boundaries, bringing all of them down on her. I'm sure the judges thought her performance was a bit wooden. Number 16. The return of the football. Imagine you're the goalkeeper. You've seen the football clear the post with your own eyes. Of course, you'd run out to celebrate. But if you did that, you just made a very big mistake. Because you see, you should never celebrate too early, especially since things have a knack for returning where they're supposed to. Poor guy couldn't do anything about that one. Well, everyone, that is all we have for you today. We hope you enjoyed everything that we have brought for you. And we'd like to ask what you want for next time, so be sure to leave a comment below. And with that, this is a wrap from our side. We'll see all you people next week. Take care and goodbye.